My question is about how the practitioner might actually influence the rhythm of the lymph moving in the client.
It's a great question because there's a lot to say about this. You don't want to stimulate a rhythm that is not there. You don't want, for example, if you get bit by a Scorpio, you don't want to necessarily accelerate the lymph flow. If you have a lot of toxicity in your body or mercury or whatever, you don't want to necessarily accelerate the lymph flow. You want to support it and see where it wants to go, but you don't want to at all costs begin to think accelerating the lymph flow is the right thing to do in all circumstances. So you want to support it. Sometimes you want to just do enough and stop when you need to stop. And you could feel after a while, because the rhythm stops, that you need to stop your strokes. You don't want to force it. You never know how much toxicity they have, or sometimes people have an emotion, they are blocked and they cannot feel something, they cannot absorb something, digest something, an emotion, I mean. And by accelerating too much, you confront them with something they're not ready for. Because as moving the lymph, you're going to move in some peptide, you're going to move all kind of things that are going to also change emotion, which is easy to see more when you have stress. When you have a lot of acute stress, the lymph is going to slow down. So that's one point. The other thing is you want to be on the rhythm, and you are going to or be a little behind the rhythm to not make sure you don't influence it too much. Or if you have in front and pull it, is going to be something you're going to change the rhythm little by little by going too much in front of it and changing it. On top of it, you have the entrainment phenomenon. When your being and your biology is going to entrain the person in front of you. You don't even have to touch it. We know that with different experiments made by the laboratory of HeartMath, you can influence somebody and then train him in your rhythm. So by just touching it, you are going to influence a rhythm one way or the other. That's why I say you really want to serve your patient. Make sure you are helping their biology the best you can, helping them acquire their own rhythm and not trying to impose your rhythm as much as you can. Or at least you know that the rhythm is not long enough. There's something stuck there, and you just have inside of you the reference of a good rhythm. You're going to inspire health and just hold the space and just take the time to really give the feedback to the body. What you do is you show the body, this is the rhythm you are in right now. And you know that this rhythm is dysfunctional because you touch thousands of people. You know that's very dysfunctional. It's too short. And the body is going to have, you give it a feedback, and the body is going to resynchronize and change it by their inherent consciousness, inherent power of self-healing. So that's the most advanced way to do it, to just mirroring to the body what he's doing, and the body's, so now I'm going to reorganize, down-regulate the sympathetic system.
When you're really in your heart and you're really grounded, and when you touch that body with love, it's going to feel safe and it's easier to self-regulate.
Mm-hmm.
That's a nice influence on it.
Thank you.
Pleasure.